Good evening, Zimbabwe, and welcome once again to the political circus where the performers keep changing, but the tricks remain as old as the Lancaster House Agreement. Tonight's episode opens with Elias Mudzuri stepping up to the microphone like a frustrated prefect, telling the school that the exam time is near and everyone must stop fighting over chairs. The MDC vice president did not waste time. He went straight for the jugular, declaring that this whole 2030 presidential extension talk is nothing but a shiny object thrown into the political sky to distract everyone from the only election that actually exists in the Constitution, 2028. And in true Zimbabwean fashion, while the nation argued over a third term that isn't even legally possible, Mudzuri calmly reminded everyone that opposition politics has reached a point where even the party headquarters, Harvest House, is tired of hosting human conflict and would like a break. Mudzuri's message was painfully simple. Stop hallucinating about 2030 and start preparing for 2028 because the ruling party isn't sleeping. He went further, suggesting the 2030 debate is a decoy engineered by friends who agree in some way, a poetic way of saying ZANU PF factional cousins are playing family chess while the opposition is still fighting over who borrowed whose slogan. And like a disappointed uncle at a dysfunctional family reunion, he begged founding members, departed comrades, and every opposition orphan wandering around with a new party logo to come back home because no single formation in its current state can challenge ZANU PF. If the opposition continues splintering like a badly cooked sadza morsel, they might as well submit concession speeches early and save the country data. While the MDC was trying to rebuild its broken walls, Sweden quietly packed its bags, folded the embassy curtains, watered the office plants for the last time, and announced that by August 2026, all bilateral development aid to Zimbabwe will be gone. The Swedes insisted this exit was not political, just a global restructuring, which is adorable diplomatic language for good luck everyone, we have done what we could. After decades of supporting civil society, humanitarian relief and development programs, Stockholm will now focus on trade and investment, which usually means we will talk to you if you have something to sell. With the embassy closing and funding streams drying up, Zimbabwe now must do that thing that it hates most: planning. But fear not, they say relations remain warm, which in global diplomacy translates to a polite goodbye. But if you thought development drama was enough for one bulletin, enter Mahere, whose patience for government excuses is thinner than Econet network at peak hours. After Finance Minister Mwaruwari confessed that BIM owes schools US $98 million, Mahere demanded action, clarity and accountability. Three things that terrify politicians more than elections. Minister Moyo responded by essentially saying, "Not my department," which is impressive because the children affected are in his department. Mahere reminded him that leadership means solving problems, not forwarding them to another ministry like a WhatsApp chain message. Meanwhile, schools continue suffocating, teachers are buying chalk with their own money, and vulnerable students wait for a government payment that moves slower than Zupco during fuel shortages. As this was unfolding, Harare residents decided to celebrate the arrival of prepaid water meters, a concept so ironic it deserved an award. Residents Association praised the installation of meters by Hillcrow Electrical, hoping this will finally end the era of paying for water that flows only in dreams. But before we get too excited, let's remember that some suburbs have gone 15 to 20 years without a drop of water. How exactly do you prepay a liquid that isn't flowing? Is this prepaid hope? Prepaid thirst? Still, Helcro promised to rehabilitate water infrastructure, and if they can actually fix Harare's decaying pipes, they deserve the freedom of the city and maybe even a lifetime of applause from the Mavuku residents. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe's domestic violence crisis resurfaced in horrific form as a Kwekwe man allegedly poured sulfuric acid on his wife during an argument. The case, landing right in the middle of the 16 days of activism campaign, serves as a grim reminder that too many homes are unsafe and that GBV is not a seasonal headline. It's a national emergency. The NPA condemned the act, but condemnation alone will not heal shattered faces, broken families, or psychological wounds that outlive every news cycle. Beyond our borders, Congo decided to prove once again that peace agreements are not binding documents but motivational posters. Hours, literally hours, after Donald Trump hosted Kagame and Tshisekedi for a peace deal ceremony complete with smiles, speeches, and game show podiums, Eastern Congo lit up with fresh fighting. Bombs, drone strikes, artillery fire, accusations between Rwanda, Burundi, M23 and the Congolese army all erupting while Washington was still celebrating a diplomatic victory. Children were killed, villages destroyed, families fled with livestock on their backs, and the UN raised alarm for the 700th time. Meanwhile, everyone involved insists the other side is violating the ceasefire. In Congo, even the ceasefire is traumatized. And while the world was processing that chaos, FIFA, an organization known for its pure and unblemished moral clarity, randomly awarded Donald Trump a newly created Peace Prize. Yes, FIFA now has a Peace Prize. Yes, Trump won it. Yes, Infantino said he deserved it more than the Nobel. And yes, the trophy was big enough to double as a satellite dish. Human Rights Watch asked FIFA to explain the selection criteria. FIFA responded with absolute silence, proving once again that the organization is powered by vibes, not transparency. Maybe the next country that hosts FIFA World Cup will receive the next FIFA Peace Prize. Back home, the Warriors' AFCON preparations suffered a predictable but painful blow after FIFA ruled that European clubs can hold on to players until December 15, leaving Zimbabwe with 6 days to prepare. Marinika had planned friendlies against Senegal, Uganda and Mozambique. All gone. Technical plans shredded. Training rhythm interrupted. The coach remains optimistic, which is admirable, but optimism cannot replace preparation. Zimbabwe is in a group with South Africa, Egypt, and Angola, opponents who will not wait for our players to learn each other's names. On a brighter note, Highlanders supporters can finally breathe as Benjani Mwaruwari returns, not as head coach, but as technical director. Wicknell Chivayo's dramatic proposal to fund Benjani's salary may have confused the club at first, but calmer heads prevailed and now Ngozo is expected to coach, Dube to assist, and Benjani to provide strategic direction. After almost getting relegated, Boso needs every ounce of football wisdom available. And in international sports, the World Cup draw delivered excitement and heartbreak. England gets Croatia, Scotland gets Brazil, because apparently fate has a sense of humor. Mexico opens the tournament with South Africa and Zimbabwe watches from home, as always, focusing on AFCON chaos instead. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Zimwaves TV full bulletin, the only news commentary that laughs to avoid crying, analyzes without fear, and tells the truth even when it's inconvenient. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment.